Yes, sir.
What's up, guys?
Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
On the troll.
Hello and welcome. Guess what? We are within. Singenile silanga phakathi sizozo ukuthi wena uboneni. And what we saw is it in line with what you saw.
Yeah.
Nanokuthi ke nje phela. Let's discuss this. Kuyakhulunywa la ngaphandle, the judge is talking. Hey, uyabhinqa lo umuntu lo. Talks, he likes talking. I think he likes the sound of his voice. Yeah, more than anything. He couldn't even finish a day without doing something questionable.
It was too good to be true.
As usual. You know, towards the end,
I think it's a fafa.
I'm still part of the boykies.
Of the boykikos.
Boykikos. Hey, you know, so guys, we're here. You know what to do. Press that like button. I like the way we were doing it last time. It helped us. And look at the likes on that video.
Yeah.
They are up and the views are also up.
Yes,
so,
it was definitely a fun one.
Yeah. So please, for this energy that we're going to give you as usual, please also do the same thing. With that energy, press the like button. Don't even allow it to go unchecked. Check it and press the like button. And other people are asking, how do you give? Okay, I'm just gonna answer this question so easily, like here. If you have a YouTube app and then you press on that YouTube app, there is a part there where it shows you where you can press, and then after pressing that, it should allow you to show you money and all those things. Then you can decide on how you want to give. I know it's not a clear explanation, but if you just press on the comment side and you press again, it should show you there is a thank you button.
And
there.
there's also membership next to the subscribe button.
Next to the subscribe button, but you must be subscribed to become a member.
There's also the thank you button.
That happens when you have a YouTube app on your phone, the red one.
When you're not watching from like a web browser and you are not inside your account. So if you've logged inside the account, everything should be visible. Yes.
So, Silava for it today, it's a day where I think we are done with Mabasa.
Yeah, finally.
Finally.
Yeah.
But one thing for sure, they use the public doctor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's confirmed.
It is confirmed.
Yeah,
and
it's a public
and it makes sense when you listen to how that report was written, in a sense. It is crazy that a professional doctor will say, no, I'm not sure. Emily, you're going to explain to us how you, according to you or according to the little knowledge that you had.
Of course, I have my own opinion about that report. It's pretty much on the fence.
It is on the fence, yes.
It doesn't conclude or deny. It does not confirm.
In fact, it wanted to confirm more than, but it failed because that fear of I'm going to be checked by someone else.
Yes.
I mean, the final way of saying look for second opinion. I think it's clear to say I don't want to be involved. Look for someone else to tell you what you want to hear.
Most certainly.
Very, very scary because I think, Emily, if you ask me from the way you were explaining how they actually would see if there has been an insertion,
tooth insertion
in that tooth, it is easy. It should be straightforward.
Yes.
Shouldn't be on the fence. No.
I should come to a conclusion whether the gold tooth was there or not.
But it shows.
Dentists are able to tell.
No, but it
things.
shows
they study
also.
for 5 years.
You know, it proved for me. When things like this happen, when a professional person who's an expert on that thing is supposed to say something and it shows the density of of this case, how heavy it is.
It's very heavy.
And how scary it is.
It is.
And in my opinion, this is the scariest case. I know it doesn't look scary, but if you look at it and you hear how people speak when they are supposed to speak the truth, that's when you realize, no, this case is actually not a child's play. And speaking of that, I have been seeing this eagerness of Newsroom Africa, I'm going to call them today, of trying to drive the narrative of the expense. And that has many repercussions in this case. They are now calling the what do you call the legal aid, I think senior management or something like that, and they are asking questions. You see what this is doing? It is now putting pressure on the defense, because what the legal aid is going to do, they are going to deny a lot of things that they are supposed to give these people actually, because of this pressure that is being put on them. And number two, they are going to push the defense to actually quick and finish this case. And this is crazy because it's done by what we call, what do we call this thing in Newsroom Africa? It's supposed to be a mainstream media that stands for people, you know, but it seems as if it is pushing for, now there's a narrative that taxpayers' money. It started with the so-called person who actually is always on that courtroom with his arrangement of teeth, and then now it is pushed on that studio. And on that studio, then they have anything to talk about, Vele. I mean,
talk
honestly,
about in this case.
There is war in countries that we should be dealing with, unless of course you are limited. You can only push a certain propaganda in South Africa. It's crazy. They are running that Newsroom Africa as if they are running a tuck shop, in my opinion. It's like a tuck shop, you know, where agendas. This is my opinion, because in any case I pay for that nonsense. You know, so I have an opinion, and it's my opinion. You know, what is the point? When that guy went on and told us about cases that actually where they spent over 37 million, where were they to push this narrative? Were they not existing at the time?
They were.
When those cases were happening?
Yes.
Now today, because these guys, they are
fighting to not be
and
convicted.
They are black. It's like
for something they are saying they did not do. For fighting for their rights, they are being persecuted by the media.
They are running that thing like a tuck shop. You know, I'm surprised because unlike SABC, which is more public, which is more government involved, Newsroom Africa is more like an independent media, right?
Yeah.
Why
it's
are they
supposed to be?
Well, it's supposed to be, yes. That's a correction that I accept. I mean, why are they running that thing like that?
And it's been consistent.
I'm not saying go and watch that because you'll get pissed. But all I'm saying is that it is becoming too much.
They're really
it is becoming too much.
Now.
Like, so we can see you. We can see you in Newsroom Africa.
It's very obvious.
We can see you. And from now on, Minavela, there's nothing I'm going to take from them.
Including politics.
They don't have much.
Politics is very sensitive. And if you are able to do this right in front of our eyes with just Senzo's case, I can only imagine with politics what happens. So I don't trust them.
No, I had to speak about it because I watched it before I came to the studio.
I don't trust them unless if the source is being interviewed and we are hearing it straight from their mouth.
What the hell is wrong with them?
And if they come back and say I was edited in a particular way, then I would honestly
believe. You would believe the person who says he was edited by them.
Because wow. Wow, like live in color every single time they get under the skin.
What do they want to achieve by asking that question? What do they want to achieve? Okay, let's say now the legal aid says, okay, we stop then. What? Then what?
It's like they want the defense to stop fighting for their clients.
That's how it feels like.
They're
It's
discouraging.
Like, stop all these processes that are making.
Stop requiring for experts to counter argue ballistic evidence. Stop asking for
experts. And that guy is even saying that at some point we decline some of the things. Things which are in effect rightfully deserved by those accused.
Instead of asking the state how much they've spent, they'd rather go to legal aid and find out how much the defense are getting paid.
How much is Baloyi wasting sitting in that court, not persecuting other cases? How much? The judge.
How much
is the judge getting paid?
Getting paid every day they sit there.
How much have they accumulated?
Those are the more important questions, not the defense. Because asking and now
you are putting
the
pressure.
Defense,
you want those people now to not represent the accused properly.
Yes,
that's
for
how
them to
it
feel
like.
The rush. We need to quickly finish. Legal aid is running out. Legal aid is complaining.
It's not even the guy that you guys are calling out. The one who's in court most of the time. It's a lady in pink.
It's a reporter in the studio.
Yeah.
Who was asking the questions. But they came from somewhere, of course.
Obvious. Someone suggested, we don't have content. How could... Hey, Meyiwa. People are fighting. You know? People are fighting. Real things, real countries are breaking news, serious news. When you are telling us about what is happening in court. Only. Is that all you're gonna be? It's gonna be your meal for the whole year.
Instead of deliberating for us what is happening
and bringing experts who have different opinion, you as a channel want to have an opinion. You as a channel.
Because it's quite clear that with the Senzo's case, you are
telling us in bold
something in mind.
They have spent 6.5 million. So what? What are we supposed to do?
There's a narrative there that is being pushed.
What are we supposed to do?
It's disturbing.
So if you don't have money in South Africa, you must go to jail.
Yes.
Is that what they are saying?
That's what they're saying. They're saying Abo Defense Council must stop representing these accused properly. They must just fold their arms
and say,
remember the insinuation and the stigma and the thing about legal aid lawyers. Remember how I was like, it looks like they are not supposed to represent people well.
Exactly. It's about how many people did you take to court? How many did you get arrested? That's it. Simple as that. Okay, sharp, you're doing your work.
Remember in the past, you guys, I've been talking about
and we must not shy away from this. Bomnis are not under legal aid. They are being paid by legal aid now, but they are not under legal aid.
They are
so
independent.
It seems as if the narrative that is being pushed, take out Bomnis
and put in our legal aid lawyers who are overworked, who are bombarded with many cases, and they will ask for little. They will ask
and the obvious they will make these guys go with the narrative of the confession. Simple as that.
Yes.
And they get their lifetime.
Yes. Everything
else is fine.
Yes. That was the initial perhaps plan, in my opinion. Yeah, but let's have a conversation with the state. What did they call it? What do they call it? There's a term for it that just slips my mind. Yes, when they are negotiating for a lighter sentence so that you can just admit that you did something.
Even if you didn't do it. For a lighter sentence. And then later on you get a heavy one.
You don't incur the costs. Just so you don't make this whole thing expensive. So literally what they are saying here is that the accused by denying that they did the crime. They have made this trial expensive, and newsroom is blaming them for that. In summary, what I got from this whole thing.
And to show that this is a narrative that is being pushed, in my opinion, it talks about the defense. Even the pictures, the videos, it's about the defense.
Yes.
Simple as
what
that.
What about the state?
They're not talking about the whole case, saying, okay, this whole case
because the state is also getting paid. They're not just showing
well,
up
they're not
there.
Getting paid by legal aid, but it's our taxpayers, man.
Yes. That's
It's
what I'm trying to say.
Man.
Yes.
Lindy Webembe, thank you very much. God bless you. And ZD, continue increasing the levels of this channel as a member. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
ZD. And I'm
Zidi.
happy you are renewing. Thank you.
Thank you, CD. And thank you, Lindiwe. Highly appreciate it.
Yeah. So let's talk about what happened in that court.
Okay, let me get started, you guys, because it's quite a lot. Sergeant Mabasa returned to the stand and court resumed with Dr. Sibanda demanding, I would say, somewhat of an apology or for a retractment of a statement that Advocate Nisi had said or used on Friday for the use of the word hired gun. Okay. That was directed at the witness. He submitted that the witness should be treated with courtesy and such allegations should not be made against the witness. There are other ways to show that the witness is not correct, or he said there are other ways to show that the witness is not correct either than to make such allegations against the witness. He said that Nisi can disagree with the witness. I saw Advocate Baloy there whispering somethings in Sibanda's ear, and I'm kind of curious. I'm like, I wonder what he's telling me.
So they don't know, Bonuguti, the hired gun where it has been used before.
This was one petty fight. I wasn't ready.
I mean, honestly speaking, you see why what opens the door for such petty fights is the judge who's been now and again trying by all means to protect the state witnesses, even with small things, and create a fight. And you listen to this guy's argument. It is not something that he went and studied. No, he just studied the judge. Oh, the judge normally says this. Treat so and so with so and so with respect. I'm gonna repeat those words. Unfortunately, this time there's a case, and the judge knows about it. So and the judge was not ready to defend Mnisi until Mnisi defended himself, and then the judge now comes in and say, yeah. But Nakona, you can tell he's on the fence.
He's definitely on the fence. And another thing, I remember I was telling you this a while back, and I said I was listening to the transcripts of Didi's defense over there in the USA. The defense blatantly puts it, this should be a mistrial. Nobody's saying
it's offensive in South Africa.
Nobody's saying objection, the witness must be treated with respect, or my learned colleague must not make such utter. It's almost like La in South Africa, its defense is sanitized and tamed down so that the most important aspects are not put on record.
And let us not say in South Africa per se. I watch Kreger's defense on a trial, it didn't try. That woman fought, and that woman sounded like an American lawyer, you know.
Was she not told to apologize for making aspersions?
Some of the things he was even pushing further. They fought with the judge, but honestly speaking, let us be honest, she was free.
She was free.
Unlike these ones, who are reminded, and now and then, if they keep the fight, we see the newsrooms coming in and say, hey, we'll spend 6.5 million on these people.
They started with the decorum of the court, right?
Same people.
Decorum, defense
They
was
failed.
to blame for decorum.
They when minister was supposed to go and run, they called many people who supported that minister was wrong. They failed. It didn't work.
Now they are on the legal aid.
Now it's about the money.
So Sibanda also made mention of the defense, saying that they will bring their own operator to sit with the beaming of the photographs in court. He said that they accept that as the state. From now on, moving forward, the state requests that they will use, the defense will use their own gadgets to do the demonstration without involving the state. He said that he believes that they have laptops and he will hand them his HDMI cable and they can just do that themselves. He asked that they redo the demonstration that they did on Friday. Advocate Mnisi now started opening the way for the defense to confirm their appearances for their respective clients.
Which was not even done.
Yeah.
That's how angry doctor was. That he forgets the decorum.
So it looked like the judge also was upset and unsatisfied with Mnisi doing that. I guess he wanted him to respond before saying, I'm here to represent accused number 1 and 3, and then Ngumalo, and then Ramasipili, and then Ngumalo, yabo. So it's like he was annoyed by all of that. So just before Mnisi could respond, he said, are you satisfied or you want a retraction? The doctor. He's addressing the doctor.
Nisi does not want to retract. Do you hear them saying that Nisi does not want to retract? Before Nisi said anything.
He's
already saying Nisi doesn't.
He has the podium. He's ready to talk. And the judge is talking to Sibanda, looking at Sibanda, not like acknowledging the person that is standing.
A learned colleague standing there.
Guys, it was so tense.
The man does not want to talk to Mnisi. You know Mnisi is giving them sleepless night. Same as Mngomezun.
Was. So addressing Sibanda, he was not even minding Advocate Mnisi because at the time, Mnisi was the one standing up and ready to address the court. Sibanda said, indeed so, my lord. And the judge said, because Mr. Mnisi is not prepared, apparently.
What the hell is that? What the hell is that? And you blame us when we call you Uncle Tom.
Yeah. Mnisi seemed baffled by what the judge was saying, flabbergasted.
It is. It's like someone throwing his toys up. Tantrums in court. That's why old people should remain at home because they are angry for one reason or another. They are angry at something. More so if their whole lives, they've been activists, as they say. No, because my grandmother is the happiest grandmother.
Yes. So he then responded that he did not get what my lord was trying to say. He said he only heard his name being called. And then the judge addressed Sibanda again, and he said, just repeat what you said about Mr. Mnisi. The way he was so hostile, in my opinion, he was very much in his feelings. I would say he was more upset than Sibanda, in my own opinion. So Sibanda then became the voice of reason and said he's about to respond to it, my lord. Speaking about Mnisi.
That's how overboard he can act. He can just react to such an extent that everything is thrown out of the window. Ubuntu and normal procedures even I don't know how many times even Baloyi has corrected him. Yeah. You know, and you tell me what you're gonna give a judgment, a fair judgment. You say we call you names for it's because of how you're acting, Dal. That's how you're acting. Who act as snacks out here. Hey. Who act as snacks. And the problem go to Senzo clever. And we can even hear the way he speaks. Clever tease. You know. So the judge then said, okay, I see. Then he looked down. And continued with whatever he was looking down like this. So Mnisi said that he has said in time and time again that the accused defense is financed by legal aid. That as the court says that they bring their gadgets, they don't have them. However,
that does not close the operational facilities in court, because he had indicated that there is an in-house technician at this court. He had been there in a number of occasions to assist them before, and he suggested that it's in the interest of justice that they request him to come and operate the gadgets when needed. However, that seemed to have fallen on deaf ears, as that had been his request for quite some time. But the state then decided to proceed with operating the projector. So what Mnisi here is basically saying that prior, even before Mnisi, Dr. Sibanda was the one now operating the gadgets, he had made requests that where is the court a technician who's supposed to handle these things, and he was ignored. And now, a couple of years later, what happened on Friday, and he's requesting for the technician, the actual technician of the court, to come and assist them when they are handling such evidence that needs projectors and court equipment and connections and all of those things.
Why is Sibanda worried about this retract and all that? And then you go on, you want an apology.
Yeah.
Your thing is not even tested if you did rotate it indeed. You have deleted it.
He deleted it.
Why did you delete it?
Nomabasa also deleted the picture.
And then Nomabasa now delete the picture. Why did you delete it?
And then ufuni retraction. Retraction yani. What retraction?
Hi. Yeah,
what retraction is he?
Yeah, one other case we are in for a ride here. And it's funny because mostly people should apologize. The defense should apologize, making them fear, in my opinion, to even stand up for their clients.
Yes.
Thank God we have people like Bomnis who are seasoned, who do not care about the intlamba bayithola outside else. And people say whatever that they want to say. They are incompetent. They don't show where they start and all that. But thank God we have people like that.
Yes.
And I'm not gonna say this man, Ijaji, should recuse himself. No.
No, he must.
Yeah. He
made his bed.
There is no way.
Let him lie in it.
Recusing him is giving him an easy way out.
No, he must stay.
He must sit there. And the grounds for appeal, they've already been done.
Yes.
The most painful thing that can happen is if your case is appealed and won on an appeal. That's the most painful thing as a judge that prides himself with. Just let him sit and rule whatever he wants to rule. We don't fear. He's not a demigod. Portia, Makanda, thank you for joining
Portia.
membership.
Thank you, Portia. I do appreciate you, Sana. So Mnisi said that his view is that it's tedious for the state to concentrate on submissions that are done by the defense and at the same time operate the projector, let alone what happened on Friday. Mnisi said that it has always been his view, that when the state says that they had undertaken to bring his gadgets, that is not true. They never...
Can you imagine, Emily, how many times has the states that couldn't force the accused to admit to a case that they did not do? How many times has put words in the defense mouth as if it's something? And I bet you, I feel like this is like deliberate. All the time, they put things. Oh, we have talked to the state, and then the system of the defense says, "No, but we no, it's not even listening skill for me."
They're just putting words in their mouths, accusing them of saying stuff that they never said.
And then when the court is like, "Oh, water under the bridge is okay. My lord, we can," and Sibanda is also doing it.
Yeah.
It cannot be a coincidence.
Mnisi said that they've never said that they were going to bring their own gadgets. That's not true.
And we didn't hear them also. We didn't hear them also.
We heard him request for the court technician. Yes, we've never heard him say, I will bring my own. He didn't even ask to bring his own. He said the one who's assigned for this court is the one that should assist the court. So on usage of the term hired gun, Mnisi said that he does not know what are the basis that he should submit or retract for using the word hired gun. He said, I don't know whether a hired gun is demeaning or a demeaning word, whether the term hired gun is pejorative or not pejorative, pejorative.
Yes, pejorative. Yes.
Pejorative. And whether it's insulting or whether it's uncalled for, he said he doesn't know. But the last time he checked, the word hired gun was used evenly throughout law reports. Law reports would not have been evenly been using this word if it's called for or it's a language not compatible with court language. He said that he doesn't know what the state has in mind when they are suggesting that he should retract the word hired gun, which is a word that is used in law reports. Therefore, he doesn't see any problem with him putting it to the witness that he's a hired gun. He's not insulting him. Well, he also did not want to retract the allegation that the state tampered with the photos. The fidgeted photos last week.
And rightfully so. Why should you apologize for something that is in the dustbin?
He said that it's a fact. In fact, he also got instructions to request that the fidgeted photos, they be furnished with the photos as it was beamed there on the screen so that it should form part of the defense as they go forward.
Now, like AVL, he's not going to get them.
They're deleted. They're gone. In fact,
they are wiped out.
Mabasa did not even have his phone. Did you hear him? He said, I don't have my phone with me today.
Shame. I want Mabasa. If you hear how Mabasa is testifying, I invite you. Sometimes siyadlala ngeparish labantu bafethu, in my opinion. So singamblame uMabasa as much as we can. But yabona ukuthi ingwenya iyazama nayo ukuphuma Nkosi yami. Makade ubhukuda no fish abakhulu kuyenzeka gcina kusale wena estikini. Yabo. So ingwenya iyazama ukuphuma. He even had to leave his phone. You know, because tough, rough.
Hayi khona ku rough. Mnisi said that he had already requested it from the state, and he also told the court that Ramasipili had reminded him that in terms of the Constitution, Section 35, subsection 3, accused person must be provided with facilities in order to conduct their defense. Well done, Mr. Ramasipili.
Let us give Ramasipili
Hi, Manje.
Ramasipili bafethu. I think at some point, he probably needed someone he can lean on so that he can have his mojo back. I mean, he is an attorney surrounded by advocates. And if advocates are keeping quiet, what can he do? But for as far as I can remember, he has now been working with accused number 1, accused number 3. Like he's been assisting.
Yes.
He's been there. He's been a pillar where he's needed. His expertise is needed. He's there. Yes, there and there. Sometimes even with Bomnis and everyone else. Sometimes you have a bad day, but it's a game. I'm not saying it's a game in this case, but it's this thing. We can run away from the fact that it's a game. You lose today, tomorrow you still come back and bounce back. But I'm proud of him, of how he has shown himself to be a lawyer that we expected of him when he came in.
Yes, his confidence is definitely
his confidence has risen. He's making proper moves. And when Nisi came short, if you notice today, he filled in like an expert, like
thank you,
proper. You know, his line of questioning was just proper. That's what for me was missing. That's it, to complete that cross-examination. And he did complete it properly.
And the way he stamped everything on record, he wasn't on the fence. He's out of the fence. And I'm very happy. I am glad that he is out of this thing of trying to please people that don't appreciate him
and making his work
being the
look,
voice. And then they attack his work on top of that. He's trying to make things easy for everyone. And at the end of the day, he's the sacrifice. He's the one being humiliated. He's the one being made a fool of in that court. He's the one now words are put in his mouth to say stuff that he doesn't even recall saying. In fact, most of the time, they've never been said by him. But now, he is definitely away from this whole sober thing and trying to be the voice of reason and being on the fence.
It's not even about being
apologist.
sober. Let me tell you, uRamsipile umuntu unobuntu.
Yes. Humility.
Unfortunately, the profession that is at,
he's with sharks.
it lacks ubuntu. And I must say it. That profession, it lacks ubuntu.
Yeah.
That profession, I am mfundisi, I know.
No.
You know?
I know righteousness.
No,
profession.
no. It lacked ubuntu. It's eat or be eaten. And more especially in this case, it has shown the true colors of
law.
That profession. So he has gotten used to it, and he is still keeping his values, but is doing a great job.
Yeah. He hasn't totally lost himself.
No.
But yeah, he's definitely speaking with more authority. And now I'm happy with that. And it further says that it should be an instance of the state in circumstances where accused is unable to afford their own equipment. In this instance, the accused defense is funded by legal aid. And legal aid is an extended arm of the state. So the state cannot come and say to them that the defense did not bring their own gadgets. This is not a private funded defense. It is funded by legal aid. And Mnisi said that he hopes that this makes sense to the state. Now Mnisi resumed with his cross-examination of Warrant Officer Mabasa. My apologies. So Mnisi then said, would you agree with me that the left-hand side of a person and the right-hand side of a person, whether his photos get taken through a selfie or direct photo, his right hand will remain his right hand and his left hand will remain his left hand? And Mabasa said that's correct. And Mnisi told him that now you've mentioned that there's a photo that could have been taken by a selfie, and you went on to demonstrate how a selfie gets taken. Is that not so? Speaking of what happened on Friday, Mabasa said that's correct, and Mnisi said he lost his piker pen. It's a pen that is of sentimental value to him. He was pleading to anybody who had seen it to please return it.
Yeah. Hey, you pass up Malboya.
No. My advice, I strongly recommend
just leave it.
Let the pen go.
When you lose things, like, just leave them.
Let it go. Amen. So he went to Exhibit SD, and Mnisi asked for a short adjournment to get an in-house tech operator to bring pictures because the state said it will no longer be helping them. The judge asked who the in-house technician is, and Sibanda said that he did not know his name, the one that works for the Department of Justice. He said that the one that he knows, they're in the same boat because he works for the NPA. So maybe the registrar can assist to get the in-house technician that works for the Department of Justice. Mnisi said that Sibanda must not make it personal. There's nothing personal here. He cannot say the person working for the NPA cannot assist because they are in the same boat. They are not in the same boat. The guy that works for NPA is working for NPA. He is not prosecuting. He is just a technician and operator of gadgets.
I still say this. Smartness and emotions are one and the same thing. How you answer and how you react to things, it is determined by how your emotions are being controlled. If your blood boils to such an extent that you cannot control it, most of the time you take wrong decisions, which then we can attribute them to not being smart. I'm just saying. And I'm just saying this in remembrance of one caller who called us here and said a certain person was very smart when they used to go to school with. But I'm just going to say this. If your emotions are not controlled, I don't think you are as smart as people say you are. In quietness and calmness, there's a lot of wisdom.
Yes.
So that's all I can say.
That's definitely true. Well, Mr. Sibanda, they told him that he must avoid taking things personal. If the gentleman is available, he can come and assist. If he is not available, then they can arrange with the chief registrar at the court for somebody to come and assist. Mr. Ramasipili's student said that he couldn't hold himself. To see the level of pettiness.
I'm reading here, Uhlase L. That guy is a killer. Finish and clear. He is sentenced for killing my dad with the very same gun. Number 3, that is. And Hlase, no one is disputing that, perhaps.
Yeah.
You know, we are aware of his background. Someone said he was in a taxi industry in a sense.
Yes. He was in Inkara.
There are things that I wouldn't say here.
Allegedly.
There are things that I wouldn't say here when Atlas. We all have those uncles about the taxi industry. You know what people say when things happen with taxi industry? When we cry and say, hey, what of ban? Others would come and say, it's because you don't know them. Yeah, bon? So we taxi industry. In a sense, one can say no one is as clean as they look. I'm just gonna put it right there because that's it. That's how things are in that industry. You know, you might look at this person when umbona thula uthi awu wazothula kamnandi lo muntu, but it's a taxi industry. You know. Taxi industry is taxi industry. So what happens there, it happens there. But the problem is when just because at some point umuntu uke wadubula ubaba wami kwi-industry sekumele manje ngipushe that agenda all the time. He's serving that sentence.
He is serving that sentence.
By me pushing him, yes, by me pushing him to that direction, you know what I'm doing?
What are you
I'm
doing?
making sure that others who lost sense don't get their justice.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Definitely.
Because now based on what you know, based on what you have went through, would you say ngampela accused number 3, accused number 5 was there on the day of killing Senzo? Based on how things, the events that you have heard now, and knowing their history, what they are capable of, would you wish I spoke but yeah, ibimpela ke lapho? Are they that clumsy? Would they leave someone phansi engakashoni? Is that what you are saying? So I'm sorry for what happened to you, but at some point we need to be honest with ourselves. Yes, he deserves what he's going through in jail there. He deserves it 100%. Yes. If he was found guilty after a proper investigation was done, so is accused number 5, so maybe as accused number 4. But just because we went through what we went through, it does not necessarily mean that now we are on a different case. This is not a taxi industry case. This is a case of whatever that happened in that house. More than we should have people who were in that house, in that room, but we have been having amapoisa more than 20, if not 20s.
Someone asked, and apparently there has been something like 68.
Yes, only police
witnesses
testifying. Only police testifying. And then you tell me, Guti, we should accept Guti, this is what happened to Senzo. We are for justice, Senzo. And if we are for justice, Senzo, Let us look for right people who did it. Let's not say, ngobe ekhaya kwangena igebengu lo muntu bekakhona. No, that's all I'm saying. I'm sorry for what happened to you. I'm sorry. But I'm just going to put it clear because I've had many people come here and say, I know that guy. We've had a lot. We've been in this case for long. There are people who have bad blood. We know accused number 5 was mostly dealing with the political side of things. We know that. We've had that. He's arrested for that. But Senzo, how political is Senzo? Tax industry, Senzo when I tax ngishe one guy.
No.
So bafowethu I guess cool. Kuyenzeka izinto enjengalezi zenzeka and kubhlungu.
Wena nina nitholile justice.
I-justice nitholile. Uhleli lapha. But what about Meyiwa family ke? Sithi ke aka edwe iminyaka ke la iedwe ke iminyaka la you'll celebrate wena because vele lo muntu wenze something wrong babakho. But uma ka Senzo no bhuti ya Senzo are they going to celebrate bona?
There's no justice for them.
What about umndeni kaNtanzi ke wona ke? Wena ongena umuntu njengamanje ondla nje umntanze lapha ejele. Just because I want one person, the rest of other people is just collateral damage. It's okay.
Everybody becomes collateral damage.
I have a mother myself, Emily, who was shot. Une kidney one much. Things happen. Others passed away. Things happen. But I can't bring myself into saying, because what happened to my mother, unfortunately, all of them, they are gone now. No, guys. We are clouding what is currently happening by bringing that. Thank you for bringing that. But what is currently happening, you are giving the momentum to wrong people, and this is going to create that precedent that, it's easy. If someone, we just find someone who's been doing these things,
that people are not going to have sympathy for.
And then that people are not going to have sympathy for. We arrest that person, we persecute that person, we close the case.
Yes.
Is that
what justice means for people that are affected by these kinds of crimes? Is that the kind of justice you want for them?
Because we can say whatever. Yes, they deserve to be in jail, those who are in jail for their cases. They are in jail.
They're going to be there for a very long time.
For a very long time. But let's not take away from those who haven't found the justice. And that is families, that is Senzo's family. People who were in the house, not even all of them have testified there.
No.
Only 2 or 3, and that's it. It's okay. Then the rest,
the state has no intentions of calling the rest of them.
Is police. And now should we...
Out of the 7 that were in the house, only 3 testified. 3. That's not even half. So, is that what justice, the kind of justice you want for other people, especially people that don't have money and resources to be and to look like?
So, it's fine, Let's say it happens that they add iminyaka ke club.
Yes.
Which vele I sense lutho because I don't think most of their cases iminyaka I sense lutho because vele they are there.
They're there for.
And they are there for as long as you most probably uzongena ethuneni mawuthi basaphila. Okay. Then what? Usenzo yena? Because in all honesty, singahlala nawe lapha ngikubuze mina ngithi give me one thing that has been presented. Case states bayivala manje. Give me one thing that has been, or in fact 2, that is not questionable that has been presented by the state. DNA kicked out. Gold tooth moved from Danzi to accused number 3. He has been moving. Gun swindler. People who were in the house they talk about the gun that had a wheel. All of them, to such an extent that Longwe said it's a revolver, it's a 38 revolver. You know?
And that was.
And then we have 9mm there. There's only one gun that has a wheel.
It's a revolver.
It's a revolver. So all these people, they saw that. And we have 9mm there. Nayo elandwe kaningi ukuthi test if we are test yangahlangana yabuya yahamba yashivuliwe yabuya yalandwa, then people went back and then they changed the bullets.
Mangena is not done.
You know?
He's also not done. It's not quite concluded his evidence yet. He still has to come back, remember?
Yes. So mina anginankinga, and I always say this. People who are in jail and they deserve to be there. Kudos. Even Warrant Officer Makubo.
Yes, we've seen
Even Warrant Officer Makubo was saying it.
Yes.
Accused number 5. I arrested this person.
I'm the one who put him in
I'm the
prison.
one who put him in prison for these cases of killing people.
We even talked about some of it, even though it was a little bit sketchy, and then some people did correct on the comments as to exactly which political party people did he kill, because it was a lot, and it was traumatizing to uncover what he had done.
Yes,
right?
yes.
It was
traumatizing.
scared me.
Yes, if you read his cases, they are very traumatizing. I won't lie to you.
But that to me says to me that the way he works, there's no way he would have left Senzo.
Yes. Appeal,
and left those people in the house. There was no way all of them.
There's no way you would have let Longwe to hit him and push him and went out and let him leave.
There was no way.
There was no way. He would have shot them.
All of them. And I'm not joking.
In fact, yes. If these two were in the yard,
so that's why we are in the state that we are in.
So I hear you and I understand you, what you're saying, and I'm sorry for what you went through. I've also went through to such things. So it's I mean, and what is important is, if you have dealt with it and you feel like at some point you got justice, anyway, I don't know, I don't care how you decide to get your justice. If you feel like you got justice and you got the right people, cool. I think kill it there, because after that, next thing you're gonna start hating inganzak engenacala. Next thing you're gonna start hating abantu ababengamazi nokuthi uyenza lento ayenzayo. Yabo. So it's kunjalo. Njoba ngisho nje nami ukuthi I had a situation like that. Unfortunately, those people they are all gone. Yabo. That's impilo injalo. Life is like that. But let's continue.
Well, he said that he is an attorney and not an advocate, Ramasipili, to come from magistrates' courts and regional courts before entering the high courts. He's never seen this level of pettiness and unprofessionalism like this.
First time, I did not understand Ramasipili there. I thought he was attacking, but I saw what he was doing later. Actually, because no way the judge is going to call out to Sibanda for that. So he was indirectly calling Sibanda out.
As the judge should, but because he's a judge of a different special kind, I also didn't expect him to put Sibanda into order, because he was clearly emotional. I mean, you even heard with his voice shaking a bit. Which
he was emotional.
But so as an attorney,
if he believed Uguti, he did not do it. Why didn't he leave it like that,
leave
like we laptop, and say, someone else come clean my name?
Yeah.
You know, if he did not change the pictures.
Yeah.
If he says, okay, I did not fidget with these pictures.
Yes.
Get someone who's more experienced with computers to come and see if I did. You know.
So Ramasipili said that as an attorney, you stay above your emotions. you represent your client and the state represents whomever they are representing with decorum to the court. He said that there's no need for this pettiness. Mnisi pointed out the record that it is running and through emotionalization of things, the court's time could be wasted. And Sibanda said that Mnisi indicated last week that he does not want to be assisted by the state. So it cannot be said that they are now being petty. What is being pettier? What is being petty about that? He was visibly upset and ashamed. And the judge was speechless and said that he's afraid to say anything because if he says anything, he'd be said to be racist, baluka, or emuhu. He said that this is South Africa. And when I say that, they say he must go. So that's why I'm keeping quiet. I'm like, it's best you do keep quiet because when you do try and assist,
but he was saying
you
something.
side with the state.
He was not even quiet by saying that. He was still mocking us. What does it mean if say this is South Africa? He's still mocking us.
He's still mocking us.
He just cannot shut his mouth. He just cannot shut his mouth, man. The judge cannot. He needs to say something to sound intelligent.
But one thing is for sure, if the eye of the public was not on him in that way, he would have definitely forced Mnisi to apologize to Sibanda. We've seen it before. He would have made sure that Mnisi puts an apology on record.
Guys, let's press that like button. Please press that like button. I see we are 610, 294 likes. Please just press that like button.
Pilangani. The reason why we're still able to continue show up here for you guys is because you are here. If you're not here, there's no show. Finish and laugh. So participate, press the like button, and also share your thoughts. Your thoughts are making an impact. Your comments are making an impact.
Yes.
So share them.
Yes.
All right. And also, Sibanda went and dug out a definition of a hired gun from a Merriam-Webster dictionary. And he said it's an expert hired to do a specific and often ethically dubious job. And I was like, doesn't that sound like what Mabasa is kind of like this definition it's so profound.
He was literally talking about a hired gun.
Yeah.
The definition is this was said not to mean that way.
Okay.
It was said, what do we call these things? In Zulu City, ukhuluma ubhinqe.
Okay.
Okusho ukuthi usho into engasiyona kodwa uchaza enye into. What do we call that in English?
It's a figure of speech.
Yeah, it was used in that manner, in a figure of speech way. Yeah, you are right. Yes, it was not used as in this is a hired gun. He's explaining a hired gun.
I got when he explained that hired gun, I was like, but let me move. Let me move on. The judge quoted a case of some rich people that were fighting for custody for their child in 1985. And Sibanda said that he's no longer operating the gadget when the judge asked for the citation of the case he was talking about. Nisi mentioned also a medical negligence case where Justice Ledwaba was seated on it, and it was a Supreme Court of Appeal full bench. And the term hired gun was also used in that matter. So the judge said that the terminology comes from Canada, actually. It was now a battle of who knows more. So apparently the court is on recess this week. I didn't know that. And Ramosipili asked that the accused hold copies each so that they can reference what is being talked about. So one of the court officials, the chief registrar, arrived to assist. And when she came, she said that it was not in their scope of work to assist. She said that they cannot assist. A technician eventually arrived, and the judge decided to adjourn to allow the defense time to deal with the issue. So when they came back, proceedings resumed and Mncube's picture was then beamed in court. Nisi reminded Mabasa of how he demonstrated on Friday how a selfie gets taken. He asked how he reconciles that with the fact that Mr. Mncube's hands, where he identified a gold tooth, are right in front of his chest. So apparently
That's
picture, his hands are like this, and Mabasa is saying it's a selfie.
You see, then why this name of a hired gun is fitting?
Exactly.
Because when we are told about that, then you deviate. You say maybe the phone was counting. But my phone counter at that time, and even the name of the phone that was taking that picture.
It's different.
It's different.
The phone that was confiscated from manje le tombele zibuye happy bafowethu.
No. But others are coming. You know, it's fine. But all I'm trying to say is that what pisses me off. This guy keeps on. We are shelele njengehlanzi. When he's caught here, he moves to the other side. Maybe the phone was taking. But we are talking about different times. You know, we are talking about something that happened in 2014. Was there a phone that does that in 2014? You know, those are the questions. Was there a phone that was counting then take a selfie?
It had a timer for a selfie.
You know, was there such thing? When we are being called a hard gun, then they feel hot and then they stand up and start blowing hot air everywhere. No, guys, no. When we are caught, admit that we are caught. And that's the problem with the witnesses of the state. It's like they are there to make sure, even if things are not fitting. The same thing that was done by Mabas, it was done by Kinind.
Yes.
It was done by Moholo, because obviously we are going to talk about all the polices, all of them. Only one police that
all
came
of them
there.
have this
Only one
trait.
police that came there and spoke truly, in my opinion.
Yes.
The one that keeps guns.
Yes. The store.
Who said, this is what I know.
Yeah.
If anything like that happened, I wouldn't accept that.
Konje bathu bani?
That was
Masondo.
Was it Masondo? Yeah, that guy. I think that's the only police I can go to. Or if I would choose go to Balegela, I would run to that guy.
Nah, that's where I know would say hi.
I've seen police shifting from one position to another when they are caught here. Hi, because of this and this. Can you imagine someone trying to justify that was a selfie during those times? Even though you are told that the person had a phone that did not have a camera in front, you are still saying maybe it calculated.
It's a selfie taken with a back camera. I
And
never thought I would hear such in my life.
Hey, afraid. And then we are supposed to sit down and believe that.
Well, Mabasa did say that the phone can be timed. Your phone, after certain seconds, you take a picture. You can set it up like that. So Mnisi asked him to go a bit back.
Yes.
That man came to court, and I felt
he did his job. He did what he came there to do. Simple. Even if they were trying to push him to a, he stood
his ground and he testified on what he
he
knew
and
what he knows. So Mabasa now said that he never mentioned the type or model of the cell phone, and Mabasa said that he never mentioned the name and make of the phone. He took this picture or at the time that the picture was taken previously. So Mnisi then asked him, you cannot dispute that in terms of your demonstration of the photo of Mr. Mncube with his hands in front of his chest, this could have been a selfie unless you know the type of phone Mr. Mncube used according to you in taking this picture. Mabasa said he could not say what phone he used, but Mnisi then repeated the question slower for him, and Mabasa answered correct. And Mnisi said to him, "You cannot say that this was a selfie unless you know the type of phone Mr. Mncube used in taking this picture." And Mabasa said correct. Mnisi then said to him, "Mr. Mncube will tell this court that at all material times, he used the Samsung GTE 2220. And the make of the camera was that he could only take a photo the normal way. It was not designed that he could take a selfie from it." And then I also recall Friday while we were live and I was asking about the make of the phone and the design.
Yeah.
Yet Mabasa was so confident that the phone had a selfie camera. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Why do they want it to be a selfie so bad? Kwenzakalan?
Emil, what have you heard that when it was scrutinized and it was brought by the state for this case, it never adjusted? Everything adjusts. I can start from the beginning. Zungu's statement adjusted.
Yeah, it did.
We have seen the situation where certain evidence was not accepted because the witnesses were not there. The people who wrote those affidavits were not there, to a point where we saw that all the affidavits that suppose the states put on record one way or another. We have seen someone testifying about the bullet that was, what was the color that he picked down? Silver, but still, we are still today talking about the 9mm.
Yeah.
We have seen people talking about the 9mm. We have seen them writing different affidavits again to adjust their theories from a gun with a wheel to we are not an expert, but we 9mm. Eventual 9mm was born.
Yeah.
We have seen police who arrested people going back to their houses to look for a hoodie that they wore in 2014. They came back with bullets. We have seen there is a lot that is happening in that case. So everything changes. We have seen Stein come in. We have seen Stein went out, come back with the changed version. We have seen a lot of things are changing in that they adjust.
They're making adjustment as they go.
It's like once the defense start asking questions, things change. We have seen a guy with a gold and diamond moving from one guy to another. We have seen a lot of things there.
We've seen a gold tooth narrative.
I mean, a gold tooth, yes.
Being with Ntanzi and then moving now to accused number 3. Yeah, we've seen a lot. Personally, I'm kind of traumatized by this case. I don't know, but I am traumatized. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds.
We have seen the witnesses who were in the house writing affidavits 20 times to adjust.
Yes.
We have seen a person who willy-nilly confessed and tell a different Buthelezi story that aligns with Ntanzi's arrest, as Ntanzi said, I was arrested and I was called Buthelezi. But we have seen people saying they realized that he was lying. And then Ntanzi comes with a different testimony. We have seen Ntanzi writing a testimony that he was writing freely and then later on taken again to write the same testimony differently with a bit of additional stuff under Judge Cronje. Right?
Yes.
These are the things we have seen in this case.
Yeah.
And then you tell me that one day I should wake up and say, arrest these people. I can't for the life of me, because I cannot. We have seen DNA changing, DNA that was excluding people. We have seen in that court being put in between, inconclusive. We have seen it in that court.
Yeah.
Things change in that court.
Yes.
Even the theory of when the state started with the first judge when we went in over, things changed completely, even for the state that we're investigating.
Yeah, I remember
things
the
changed.
testimonies of
We have
Tumelo
seen
and Zandi.
Kelly was about to be called.
And Togo even. When they came back to Novo, there was a few alterations here and there of evidence.
Yes, and they came pointing now.
It's de novo.
After going out and they came back pointing now, crying and pointing.
Yeah, crying.
So we have seen a lot of things.
It was a lot.
We have seen a lot of things in this case. And only a person who does not have eyes, who hears us speak like this all the time.
Some people have had dreams
otherwise.
that a year in advance
We have seen
that kick out cameras and they would not be recorded and that testimony would not be heard or seen. And then there was a fight for it to at least be heard, even though it's not seen.
Yes.
And
we have seen people calling for the judge that will be taken out and then the new judge becoming. We have seen people having views such as that, and indeed it happened.
And they happened exactly.
So this is a special case that you just have to accept anything possible.
Yes,
is possible.
Yes, Abana, even we are moving with these things. We are moving. How are we doing? It's by the grace of God, but we are moving with it. That's why some of the things no longer shock us anymore, because it's like it's been a norm, right? So Nisi then said you cannot dispute that when he says that he used the GTE 2220 Samsung, he never had a phone that enabled him to take a selfie.
Okay. Happy birthday, Pinky Ziba. Saying it's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Okay, happy birthday, Pinky.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
May you see more years. And also, as you see more years, the money must be involved there. Increase with you. Yeah. Thank you. God bless you.
Yes. So the picture was from a memory card which could have been in different devices, is what Mabasa said. And Mnisi asked him, now we're in the realm of speculation. Was it not your duty to specify with certainty in order to come and assist the court that this picture was taken from his phone? Mabasa said that he was not speculating, and he said that if you go to my downloads from the memory card, there are some pictures there. It can give you the name of the phone that took the picture. Some they don't. That is why I'm saying when he took this picture, I cannot say he used the Samsung GTE 2220 because on this picture it doesn't tell me which device was used. Nisi repeated the question that he cannot dispute that he had never had a cell phone that allowed him to take a selfie, and Mabasa said that's correct. The reason is by then there were no cell phones that were using or that are being used now. Nisi then asked him, you made mention that some information from the memory card, and he also cautioned him to not get confused after what happened on Friday because he was confusing a memory card and a memory stick. So he said that would not reflect on other gadgets when you download the information to other gadgets from the memory card. As you work to download the information from the memory card, certain information along the way changes. And Mabasa said, I cannot say it changes per se as I download and put it in my system to give me the information. Once I convert it to PDF, it will reflect what I downloaded. So the altercation or the alteration, I don't know how, but personally, I don't alter any information I got from the download.
Did you hear that?
I did.
Why did he want to mention that? It does not alter.
He does not alter.
Who alters it?
Somebody.
Who
not
alters
him.
it?
He's taking himself out of the...
Take me out of the equation if there's any.
So Nisi then says, so basically what you are saying is that you are not a downloader, you are an analyst. And Mabasa said he's an analyst,
and a downloader,
but he does both. Nisi then said, but in this case, you did not download. And Mabasa said, in this case, I'm not the downloader. And he said he receives the information already downloaded from the downloaders from the original memory card, phone, and SIM card. So Nisi then asked him, when you requested to prepare Exhibit S, somebody had already downloaded that information from the memory card into something else. And Mabasa said, that's correct. Mabasa said he received information from the downloaded officer in a CD or a hard drive, and then he started analyzing.
Yeah.
Nisi asked him to repeat, and Mabasa said that if I'm correct, because I don't have my statement to test me how I did get to that. But if I am correct, I received the information with the case number, the information from the downloaded office, which is Sergeant Nkosi, is downloaded into a CD or no, a DVD, into a DVD. He said he can't remember what he used. And then he started doing his work. Nisi said that the chain of events were very murky. So he regarded his evidence in chief with him concerning the statements he made. Then Mabasa said that he's correct. It's just that he did not have his statement in front of him. So he needed his statement in front of him to remind him of what he had done. Nisi read the record where it said that the phone downloaded that he received from the phone of the office of Nkosi had 3 times XRY files that contained 1 phone, 1 SIM card, and 1 memory card. And when he prepared Exhibit S, he was not working with information that came directly from the memory card or the SIM card or the phone itself. And Mabasa confirmed this. And Minisi then said, now we know that you have received information that had already been downloaded. You told the court that as you requested to make copies of information which you had received from the computer folder, along the way certain information had changed as you worked on it. And Mabasa said that he could not recall mentioning such, and Mnisi refreshed his memory and said that the change he's talking about, he means modification. And he showed him the metadata where he said that the picture was created on the 2nd of September 2014 and it got modified on the 16th of July 2014. Before commencement of the trial, he said that the defense team, yourself, and the state met at the office of the DPP, where you then prepared a memory sticks for the defense of what you had on your system. And Mabasa said that's correct. Nisi reminded him that before he could proceed, Mabasa then came in with information about modification. Then there was a bit of a blackout from the SABC. I don't know what was going on. Then when it came back, Mnisi asked about information, the changes when the pictures are copied.
Connected SABC. You know, it surprises me that a big channel like them, when they lose a picture, they also lose an audio. Like, for instance, if I was to lose a video of you right now, I don't lose an audio.
Streaming live.
Yes, why would a big channel like that? Because they are disturbing us. When people there was an argument with the judge there also. We missed that part. You know, it's crazy. I'm not an expert of these things of sound, but if you separate the two so that if you lose the feed of a video, which most likely you would lose because it uses too much data.
Yeah, it's heavy.
So if it's heavy, then that means now the sound also must be lost. Njani, SABC, Njani. Tidi Anamo happy. Thank you very much. God bless you. Dokas, God bless you.
Thank you, Dokas and Tidi.
It doesn't make sense to me, Emily. I don't get it. If at least they leave us with the sound again.
Mr. Nonza, I don't know. I'm not technical. I have no idea what they are using, and now I have no idea. So Mabasa said that on the memory stick, the only change that will happen will be on the metadata, and he said that he's only sure of his date or the date. What he's sure of is only the date. He's sure of the date of when he did the copying and paste. As the transfer happens, each and every picture in his metadata changes. You know what I picked up is that he was stuttering quite a lot today. And he said that the image itself won't change. That to me, I felt like it was like, you know, like you were saying earlier, he's not his usual self.
Hey, good tough. You don't want to be one of these witnesses. I can tell you that.
Nisi said that they were still busy with information that changes. Mabasa said that he could not tell whether it's this one or that one or the other one. He needed to be given a memory stick and then he'll put it in and compare with the original. He confirmed that he's not certain of what information changes except for the date on which the copying and pasting was made. Nisi said that he was asking all these questions on the backdrop that Mabasa was an analyst, and he quite hammered on this whole process and things. So the information is on the tip of his hands, he told Mabasa, and Mabasa confirmed that he was attached to the POCC since 2013 as an analyst, a unit that deals with what they're talking about, which is digital forensic evidence. And he said he's been there almost 12 years. And Mnisi then said, despite this massive experience, you are still unable to assist the court as the dynamics that are involved in the industry that you are in. One information changes as copies are made and the other information does not change as copies are made. Mabasa said it's computerized. For him to exaggerate, it won't help this court. He said he needed to do it practically to compare and see. He said that this can change and it cannot change. So his focus is to analyze what is requested, not to check whether there is a change or whatever. And Mnisi then asked him, are these changes that occurred when the copies are made not a part of the analysis that you are called upon to do? And Mabasa said, in this matter, it was requested of me to copy the picture into the memory stick to provide everyone with it. As to what changed, what did not change or whatever, I did not concentrate on that. Mine was to copy and hand to the relevant people. And then Mabasa said that it's computerized. As for him to guess, it would not help. He needs to check. He said that his primary focus is to analyze and not look for changes. And Missy said he understood him perfectly.
Mamzita, welcome to membership. Thank you very much. Guys, please press the like button. Let's push to 500. Why not? 642 people here. Push, even if you are watching with 2 gadgets. I know there are people who love us that much. Thank you for doing that. We appreciate you guys. The channel is nothing without you. Yeah, people like Mama Mzeta, thank you. We welcome you.
Thank you, Mama
to this membership site. Thank you very much. We appreciate you and everyone else who's contributing with their likes. Thank you. Please press that like button.
So Mnisi then said, what certainty do you have that this picture was taken on the 2nd of September 2014? Mabasa said that it came from the memory data. Now Mnisi turned to the dental examination, but before he could do that, he requested a lunch adjournment before going into that whole dental report. And when they came back, he read the report, which reached this conclusion. It said, and I quote, right upper canine is questionable for abrasion or marginal preparation. However, no gold inlay is currently visible in the mouth.
That sounds like someone who's saying, I should be throwing you under the bus. But let me just put it like this,
I could not believe it. I could not believe what was written here. I was like, what? This is on the fence. This is not confirming or denying.
You know what I like about these conclusions on IMN? I know when you have a stats background, doesn't it remind you of when you had to interpret the variables of the models?
Yes, that was my least favorite part.
It's significant or not significant? Is it highly significant?
That was my least favorite. And then interpret.
And then say, is it significant for, even if it's significant, does it impact the model in the right way? Those are things that you'd go through. So, yes. I mean, you can always twist them around, play with them around.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, this doctor... I think I have a similar trait as Ulokozan. I'm not giving you guys ideas. The next case you want to frame someone.
So it's kind of like chipped.
I'm not giving anyone ideas. Yeah. So just because of that, Because a doctor, Emil, isn't a doctor supposed to see what here? This part of the teeth has been cut, and then it was someone filled it with something when he was taking out a gold.
They are made
Why
to
is
see.
it difficult then to say that? Because there's no fill there. There's nothing. Why
There's
is
no
it difficult?
feeling.
No one filled the teeth, right?
No.
So why are you saying it's illegal, but
And it's an abrasion, it's abrasion.
which can be caused by anything,
And what
right?
else did he say? It's a marginal preparation. Marginal.
And I can tell you, there's no preparation there.
Marginal.
You look at that guy, you look at that guy, or accused number 3.
Yes.
Angakangeni into njengalezo mtsheni. Waona ngoma
Akahambe
yena
dentist.
mnikeze ispamu, umnikeze whatever that you need to give him, that's it. Leyo ukuthi marginal preparation and what not. Honestly speaking, udokotela lapha hayi khona. Kuyasho phela ukuthi states kulungile ke siyakumukela lokho kuncane lokho akwenzile ukuthi engasho ukuthi hey kunegolide lingekho igolide.
I was very conflicted.
We
I was
accept-
like, there's no way that a doctor that they knew nothing about, who's a private, would have drafted such a conclusion. It's either he had a gold tooth or
not. And from what he's saying, he says he didn't have it. But why are you putting
He's
all this
putting it in a
preparation
way
and
that-
it would be able to, the states will be able to defend themselves?
Yeah.
Yes, that's
But at the same time, it does also not put him at risk in his profession.
yes.
Do you understand what
yes.
I'm saying?
And
That's
then by
how
suggesting
it
the
was
second
put.
opinion, it's sort of saying,
Yes.
go away, go find someone who's
Go
brave
find
enough.
someone else who's brave enough to make a conclusion. I'm not.
Yes.
Hey. So, yeah, the SABC did us dirty again and turned off the audio. I don't know what was happening there. And Nisi said that the upper canine abrasion means that something happened to it. He said we don't know what. However, he cannot see that there was ever a golden insert in Mr. Mnube's mouth. That's when Sibanda now came in and said that currently and ever are two different concepts. Can you see the play of words here?
That's why I'm saying it's like someone said, do whatever, but give us a point of defense.
Yes.
Make sure you don't say
Because
more
what
than
he's saying that for now, I'm not seeing any gold on the teeth.
what the hell is that?
What doctor would write something like this? It's so on the fence. It's
Ramona, thank you very much. God bless you. God bless you.
it's so safe. It's one of the most like leave me alone.
Type of a situation.
You understand?
Go do your thing somewhere else. Hey, you guys are troubling me.
And this report also didn't surprise me, you guys, at all, because we know that this evidence is crucial. And what has been a pattern in this case? Crucial evidence somehow has to be put on the fence. It cannot confirm or deny.
Like a DNA issue.
Yes.
Inconclusive while the doctor. We must applaud that doctor, that person who came with the DNA. Thank you. Few people are like you in this world. Few. Because you say what you say and you get out. You say your truth, you get out. You say your truth, you get out. And then we have people who are in the fence.
Had that dentist said there had never been a gold tooth, they would have totally brought this case into another different dimension, I'm telling you. So
But he had to use that current.
Yeah, it had to be
Just to
safe for him and safe for some other party as well. So Mabasa said that on his observation he saw gold, and Mnisi asked him which was a layman's observation, is that not so? And that is what the doctor said, an expert. And Mabasa said that he's not against what the doctor is saying. They cannot compare the two. So when asked on what observation did he confirm that there was a golden tooth with his layman's eye, the naked eye, Mabasa said yes. And that wrapped up Advocate Mnisi's cross-examination, and now it was Ramasipele's turn. And he focused on the kind of cell phone that was used. Mabasa confirmed that he could not confirm the device without seeing the metadata of that particular device. Ramasipele read where it said that JPEG equipment, JPEG, the format of the photo, the make and the model, it was a Samsung G-C3 222. Totally different model.
Yeah.
So Ramasipele asked him, would that be, in your opinion, the device that captured that photo? And Mabasa said that's correct. So in the last photo, it said equipment, make, model, Samsung GT-C3 222. And Ramasipele said that these photos were captured using a Samsung phone that is different from the phone that was used by Mr. Mncube. So Mabasa said that he could see it, and Ramasipele said that he was not representing accused number 3. He's only asking questions for clarification purposes. Then he asked him that on Friday when he testified that the photo was a selfie because it was taken by the device with a front-facing camera. And Mabasa said that he might have said that, and Ramasipele said he wanted him to be certain. So he read him the record where he said that this is a selfie because it was taken by a front-facing camera. And then this
was when he was interested in trying to confuse whatever that was happening, whatever the cross-examining person was doing, trying to undo it.
Yes.
So I will say whatever that I can to deter you. Now, when that is being asked again, now you are detracting. You're like, I might.
Yeah. So the Samsung GTE 2220 was beamed in court, and Ramasipele asked the phone that was beamed if that was the phone that Mabasa took the downloads from. Mabasa said that it could not be the one, but he did not see it as he only took the downloads. So he didn't even see the cell phone where the downloads came from. Ramasipele said that they got in as part of the disclosure, and the main contents was the phone book. Ramasipele asked him if the Samsung GTE 2220 had a front camera. Mabasa said, no, it does not have a front camera. So Ramasipele then asked him, if we look at the metadata, is there a way that the metadata would tell you the type of camera on the cell phone that was used to capture a particular picture? And Mabasa said, no, it can't be. It just tells them about the format of the camera, which is a JPEG. So Ramasipele then asked him that in terms of the location of the golden tooth on the upper left quadrant of the jaw, would that position change if it was taken by a front-facing camera or a rear-facing camera? And Mabasa said that it won't change the position. However, the background of the picture might twist. Okay. Ramasipele then said if the tooth...
I'm just reading here. Queen, sorry, Emil.
Yes.
Uthi Queen, Rams is always helping the state because Mnisi said Mncube used only one phone and now he comes. No, he didn't. Mnisi did not say that. Mnisi said, in fact, the picture that is in question was taken by someone else.
Yes.
So Ramasipele was emphasizing on that issue to make it clear that there are other phones that might have been taken, might have taken these pictures, but it does not necessarily mean that they belong to accused number 3. He did not say that. He's saying just highlight this phone. You know, for example, he's not saying no, it belongs to accused number 3. No. You can take a photo, and then you send it.
Yes.
As the girlfriend did.
Yes. So Mabasa said that it won't change the position. However, the background of the picture might twist. I don't know what he means by that. And then Ramasipele said that if the tooth was on the left upper jaw, it would remain there no matter what. Whether it was taken by a front-facing camera or a rear-facing camera. And Mabasa said that the picture itself doesn't change. Now Ramasipele went on the pictures that were taken on Friday, where there was a dispute over the positioning with Sibanda being accused of fidgeting and stuff.
Did you go to them because they were deleted, or you just...
Guess what? Those pictures were deleted, you guys. Sibanda wanted to throw accusations in the morning to Mnisi. But the pictures that could exonerate him.
You know, most Banda, they have this tendency, like, you know, if you have a cheating girlfriend that always makes it look like it's your fault that is cheating.
You are the crazy one for
You are the
accusing
crazy
them,
one.
for even fathoming.
You need to
their
apologize
cheating.
to them.
Yes, you apologize,
That's-
and you
that's
will
the-
apologize
That
if you
thing
don't
in the morning,
have your
it gave me
facts.
that good icon.
If you don't have your facts and your receipts, you are going to apologize. Yes. So on the mirror imaging or flipping of the camera, Mabasa said that when you take a picture with the front camera and when you view it, it won't come the same way you took the picture. It will flip. Ramasipili asked him to use the photo taken next to Jonas, and Mabasa said he doesn't have that phone anymore and asked to take another picture to demonstrate. So Ramasipili asked...
Where did the phone go? You know what? I was laughing in the morning. You know, I was listening to that and laughing because what? Did they set the camera on the mirror? They set the mirror effect. What? Maybe it reverted back and then
to think on
disappeared.
Friday, people were just saying, no, you can. The picture does do that. The picture, but I'm like, no, man, you said it. And not all the phones can do this.
Maybe it was set. It just did not do what it was supposed to do. It needed a bit of helping. Just a computer, you rotate.
Guys. So if Vele he wasn't wrong, Usibanda, why are the pictures deleted? Why? He should know better. He's a doctor of law, right? Why? Why did you delete them? They should not have been deleted. So then, now, Mabasa took the selfie. They requested him to use 2 phones for the same photo. Then 2 more photos were taken with the back camera by another person who's independent in that court form.
Let us not forget and forgive that how much a judge fought that he saw that.
Yeah.
This is a judge
Already.
that's gonna judge
He fought.
on these things.
Yes.
He fought for what was not there.
Yeah. Please remember that. So, and then in the cell phone belonging to Mr. Mncube, Ramasipili said that there were more than 700 photographs. Now he asked Mabasa, how many pictures of Mncube having a gold tooth did you find? And Mabasa said that he came across this one in front of them before court. Then he could not continue because he got what he wanted. He said that the request was to find a photo, not photographs.
I like that question. I asked that question.
Yes, on Friday you did ask that question.
So
And then-
700 pictures. Who accused number 3 never opened his mouth.
yeah, that's what he was saying.
Only one by God's grace
Yeah.
where he's opening his mouth and I ngisafisa ukuzibona lezo thombe.
Nami. You know, I got one circulating on the internet with his hands like that. I even put it on the thumbnail. So Mabati, his hands are like, which photograph is that one? I'm very curious now. I would like to see that photograph that is being displayed in court. And Ramasipili then said, did you find any photos that contradicted your conclusion that he had a gold tooth? Mabasa said that most of the pictures, his mouth was closed. Some were not clearer than the other one. And then the one that he chose was more clearer. And Ramasipili asked, that is my problem. You cannot come here with one photo and say conclusively he had a gold tooth. By the way, it was not visible. I had to enhance it with Microsoft Word. And then you stop there. You didn't do a comprehensive analysis of all the photos to come to a comprehensive conclusion that indeed Mr. Mncube had a gold tooth. Mabasa said that he went through
700
all the
pictures.
pictures.
You know what? In fact, Mabasa even there was found wondering. The initial answer, he says, I went through the photos. Immediately when I got one picture, I stopped.
Yeah.
I didn't go through all of them.
Yeah.
Read that part. What did he say?
He
He
said
went
now
through
he went
all-
through all the pictures
Now, later.
and he
He's
picked
now
this
saying
one.
he went through all the pictures. This is someone who's supposed to be credible in this court. And
he
not
said-
only that, he's been doing it.
Yeah.
He's been doing it. He's been talking about downloading the pictures community and not downloading them.
Yeah.
He does not remember now later on whether he downloaded them.
Now he remembers that he did download them. Now he's like, no, I didn't download them. Like, we don't know what Mabasa actually did and didn't do. I'm just as confused as you guys. So he said that he picked this one as the one according to him, and he could see the gold tooth better than the others if they were there. The mouth was open as this one and the teeth were small. He could identify what he was looking for clearly. Honestly, in most of the pictures, his mouth was closed.
You know what? This is funny because if they can go through those pictures, I'm sure they would find a lot of pictures where his mouth is open. Unfortunately, they didn't go through all of them. They just focus on what the state was saying
giving them.
they are going to focus on.
Well, Ramasipili said you had no benefit of any dentist or orthodontist report, and Mabasa said correct. Having the benefit of the report, do you still stand by your conclusion or willing to reconsider? And Mabasa said that he stood by his conclusion. Ramasipili then asked him, do you have any reason to doubt the doctor's report? And Mabasa said no, he doesn't have any reason, as he's not a doctor. He said he has no knowledge of dental or whatever. So Mabasa then said that what he meant when he said that he was not an expert but an analyst in terms of the analysis of photographs. He said that he meant that his duty is to analyze. So the word expert, he doesn't use it himself. He calls himself an analyst.
He should never use it. I personally think that people who should work with pictures, they should go to school properly, not this one fly-by-night colleges.
Yes.
They should go to school because, you see, simple questions. I can tell you, you put RATHA, you put Ramsipi there among those people, he becomes an expert.
You know, also, like, when I compare the testimony of somebody like a forensic pathologist or Dr. Steenkamp when he was there, it was, for me, the most like clear presentation in my opinion. And the fact that they were even stopping him from putting his opinions. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It was
speaks
fun.
to the detail of the work or his work or the work that he does. So if you're going to go and call yourself an analyst, the expectation I have when I hear the word analyst, I'm thinking someone who really pays attention to details. And
you know, I'm offended because
you are.
I've got that title.
You are an analyst, and you are so meticulous.
Hey.
You pay attention to the finer details. You're obsessed with details. So I don't understand how people go to court and call themselves analysts and they don't give a...
When SAPS brings an analyst, this way, they shouldn't use analyst.
They shouldn't. They should find another term.
They should find another term like... What?
Photo editor.
Photo editor.
Or something like that.
Should borrow
or graphic designers.
They should borrow from Dr. Sibanda. Yeah. Photo editor.
He said that he calls himself an analyst. However, if you want to call me an expert, it's up to you. But I consider myself an analyst. Ramasipili asked him if they are called experts or analysts, and Mabasa said usually they are called analysts. Ramasipili then said, yes, the court once challenged me when Colonel Stein came here and said he was an analyst. I said he was an analyst and the court said he was an expert.
And he was quiet to judge after that nonsense.
Hey, Sailwa Lempile. Judge he's an expert. He's an expert.
I like the RATHA. I mean, Ramasipili today.
Ramasipili asked him to demonstrate how it flips and changes and how the golden tooth will remain constant. There was a pointing there that Mabasa, of course, was doing, but we were not privy to that. Thanks to the dreams that were had years in advance.
And
of
thanks for
stopping
the crying of Tumelo,
Tumelo Madlala.
running and getting into wrong
We are unable
course.
to see demonstrations.
I'm sure he's proud of what is happening in
his
that
job. Yes, he
He
said
did a
that.
great job making sure that we don't see anything.
Yeah. So asked if the position was the same on the ones taken today in court, Mabasa said that the other was an opposite. Ramasipili said that the point of his cross-examination was that he had placed his gold tooth on the left upper jaw, and the gold tooth is a constant and it doesn't shift. Mabasa accepted that those were two different people. On another photographs that were put side by side, referring to the picture of accused number 3 and another picture of the accused number 3's brother that were placed side by side in court. So the deceased brother, the gold, it was on the upper right quadrant of the jaw, and he said that they could not say that a picture on the right is a mirror image of the picture that was on the left, because those were two separate people. That wrapped up Ramasipili's cross-examination. Rumalo said that he does not have any questions, and that Mshololo indicated that she does not have any cross-examination for this witness, and the state can take whatever direction that they want to take. So Sibanda re-examined the witness, and Sibanda was making Mabasa rehearse everything from the cell phone Samsung C3220 metadata that took Nube's images. Then he went to the report of the dentist, and Sibanda asked him to read the doctor's findings, which is very peculiar for me, because I'm like, why doesn't Sibanda read it himself? We saw Nisi read it himself. Why is he putting this responsibility to Mabasa? Because Mabasa is not a dentist. Why are they doing this? Is this some kind of a strategy that we're missing out on? So, reading the dental report that came, or the other extra information and details that came from Sibanda's findings. So I wouldn't say Sibanda's findings, but the portion that Sibanda decided to read for us. Let me find it here. My apologies, you guys. I want to quote it like word for word, because it's important. It says, patient presents with discolored fissures on tooth 17, 16, 26, 27, 36, 38, 46, and 48. Abrasion lesions present on 35, 34, 44, 45. These are the number of tooth that they have a system that they label them with. Tooth 37 and 47 are absent, so he doesn't have two teeth. They are out. Tooth 12 and 22 are slightly rotated but sound. Tooth 11 and 21 have mild tooth abrasion but are also sound. In conclusion, right upper canine is questionable for abrasion or marginal preparation. However, no gold inlay is currently visible in the mouth. Advised for a second opinion.
Run away.
So also what I'm getting a sense of is that accused number 3's teeth are very much in a poor condition.
They're in a decaying state.
And what I come to the realization of is that the man might have not even been in dentists in the past.
I doubt.
And when they talk about certain, I looked up at some of the definitions. So discolored fissures on tooth, they're talking about discoloration happening on teeth, if I can remember correctly, where the teeth is kind of like, brownish, yellowish. The stain, the natural stain has been affected.
Exactly what Ms. was asking.
And then abrasion lesions is when there's damage in the gums. So where the teeth are connecting with the gums, they are almost falling out. And usually it happens with age. And if you don't take care of your teeth, it accelerates. So it starts happening around your 50s and 40s, where you start now losing teeth, right? Because of merely a poor immune system or general poor hygiene of the teeth. Right? And considering how long he's been in jail, I doubt he gets to change his toothbrush ever so often, you know. So, and another thing also, and the conditions as well of being in jail. I mean, his teeth. They are telling a story. And then also tooth 37 and 47 are absent. Tooth 12 and 22 slightly rotated but sound. And tooth 11 and 21 have mild toothbrush abrasion. Now for this upper canine where it's being abrasion, questionable for abrasion. Listen to this, you guys. Questionable for abrasion. Abrasion can be caused by anything from roughly brushing your teeth, right? It's like being rough with the enamel of the teeth. So anything can cause abrasions. It's not necessarily a filing for opening for a gold tooth. And then there's also marginal preparation. Now he put the word marginal preparation. This marginal preparation is the statement that the state is hammering on to say that no, this marginal preparation could have been caused by him filing his teeth to have placed the gold tooth. But then
some of you have been asking, hence the questions of the judge at the end.
Yes, that's why the funny questions at the end. So also, let me just go directly to those funny questions because the rest of Sibanda's re-examination. Okay, another confirmation, we can confirm that the dentist definitely is a state dentist because the testing happened at Kalafong Dental Clinic, and Kalafong is a public hospital in Atteridgeville. I know it very well. Yes. It's a public hospital. So this is definitely a state dentist. So
I'll tell you something. I hear you guys saying you need a second opinion. Ever afraid? You guys don't understand, ne? Finally understand it. Because let me give you a practical example. For you to get a private doctor, for example, you need to tell the prison so that they can organize the escort for you and tell them where you are going exactly.
Yes, in advance.
So that they can prepare their so-called security.
Yes.
So either way, you are still going to reveal the name of the doctor.
Yes.
Whether you like it
or not.
So kuyanyiwa nje bafethu. Ezinye izinto niyibheke ngelinyiso because kuyafana.
But at least we got something.
Let us remain with it.
Yeah.
You know what happens? Either way, there is no way of avoiding, of saying, okay, we're just taking accused number 3 and then we just disappear with it and then we check and then we come back. No. It's not going to happen like that.
He's a convict.
You're still going to expose that doctor.
Yes.
And once the name is out, the location is out, they will tell you, we need to prepare. Maybe we can release him after 3 days. What do you think in that 3 days is happening? I'm just asking that question for you guys. So,
well, the court asks clarity-seeking questions. I don't know whether we should go through the clarity.
Ask them.
The judge said, have you ever heard of a child who's born with a golden tooth or molten tooth? I know when a child is born, he doesn't have teeth and then he acquires teeth. Have you heard of a phenomenon like that? And Mabasa said that when they come out, they come with but before he could finish, the judge said, meaning metal out of a human being. Do you hear me? Mabasa said, I've never heard of it in my life. See,
now, let us explain that. What is it doing there?
I don't know.
He's saying accused number 3 couldn't have been born with the metal.
But who said he had metal? The report does not even say that there was metal.
Read more of his clarity-seeking question.
And then he said, have you ever heard of a person who sustains a broken tooth or a tooth with a hole? And Mabasa said, I've heard and even have heard of such people. So the judge said, and have you ever heard of a person going to a dentist to either mold a metal on a tooth that has a hole or he just takes it out? Mabasa said that when you have a hole, you can't, the dentist, they patch that hole, and he said that's what he did. So here I'm getting the allusion that he's trying to assume that the teeth that were taken out were the ones that had golden what? Is that what he's trying to do?
Yeah. You get me.
So the judge wanted to see it, and Mabasa said that they cleaned his tooth and they put something on it like toothpaste, which was very cold, and they grinded it. And the funny thing is that if that was the case, the dentist would have definitely picked it up, in my opinion. It would have been written in the report that there were filings that were on the tooth, because they can distinguish between the mold that they use to carve new teeth as well as natural teeth. They are able to do that. They go to school working with that mold for years and years. You know, that's how they get experience, and they know the difference between veneers or those patches that they use between the natural teeth. They know the difference. Okay, they can test for the difference. So if there was any such feelings, I'm telling you, it would have been written in that report. And they spent 5 years studying teeth. Okay, so it's not a joke. Being a dentist is that much hard work. So the judge then said, in the township, have you ever seen people encrusted with gold? And Mabasa said that he had come across such people who put in entire teeth forms.
He's bringing it home now, you see?
He's talking about grills.
Yeah. Now he's bringing it home.
Mabasa said a colleague of his had such golden teeth, and the judge asked him, you've never seen a guy who has anatomical features consisting of metal? And Mabasa said, no, he's never seen it. Okay? So here I see what the judge is trying to do. Right? He's saying that the teeth, the permanent teeth. But then I don't get it. This is where I become...
Say what you wanted to say first. Don't be like the judge and think and answer yourself. The judge is saying he could have put something like a temporal, for whatever, to go do crime and come back and
then come back and remove it.
Something like that.
Yeah. Ramasipili asked Mabasa if he knew that they were permanent, and Mabasa said he didn't know, and he told him that he should look up and Google grills, you know, because now the gold teeth or the rappers that we're seeing wearing the kitty grills, they come off, they take them off, like they put them aside. They don't wear them on a permanent basis anymore. So the judge asked, because you know what stopped from wearing them on a permanent basis?
Yeah.
The teeth. Once you remove those gold, the teeth are in such a terrible condition.
Yes.
They are black, sometimes gray, sometimes very yellow. So there's no way.
And that's how we get to know that you at some point
had a gold tooth. Yes. Like it's so hard to hide that you need to put in veneers or crowns or something to hide the discoloration. So they would wash them and clean them up, but then you'd have to insert your veneers or crowns or something, just to have normal teeth again. So Mnisi now entered and asked, are you aware that some of the examples that have been made by the court have the potential to affect the color of the teeth of a person? Now, I feel like Mabasa, I feel like Mnisi fixed everything with this question that the judge was trying to do. And then Mabasa said he wasn't sure, right? And I was like, yeah.
Good one. They're getting a hang of his,
sliding things. And then the next thing, he had gold tooth. Like his DNA was inconclusive.
His jokes. His jokes.
So yeah, court will resume on Wednesday, guys. That's it from me.
And yeah, guys, it has been 2 hours. Can we have calls today?
Yeah,
please?
tomorrow we'll have a lot of time for calls.
Yeah, we find something and we have calls. Because now, 2 hours ngilabo futhi.
I've been talking for that long.
Yeah, we have been talking. Hours have been talking, right? We have been talking. So it has been long.
No, but tomorrow, promise. I know we always make these promises and then somehow something happens. But tomorrow definitely will be live. I need to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this particular proceedings, especially the gold teeth. Dentists in the house. Please. Ngicela phone nekusasa, please.
Uto Munye, just to read what you say. Hi guys, if I was the one who was investigating the case, I was going to arrest everyone who was at the house and the gogo who cleaned the evidence.
Exactly. Manje, when we ask that, we are kuthiwa ukuhlanya thina. But thina yithi abasihlanyayo masithi.
We are mad.
Abantu basendlini.
They've got a lot. They need to be given airtime to talk.
Yes. They need to get things off their chest.
But yeah, thank you very much, guys. Siyabonga. Tsidi, thank you. Bye. Towards this long. Please press the like button on your way out. Please, if you are done watching, press the like button. Lily Tay, I think. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Stembile Mkwanazi, our member. Try more moyo. Siyabonga guys. Queen of South Africa. Thank you very much. You've been interacting with us. Please press the like button. Songelo and Lovo. Thank you, Laura, our member. Thank you, Boy Tumela MC Master. Thank you. Please, guys, press that like button. On my second. Yes, thank you very much. Tingani. Thank you. Siyabonga. Brenda Ngema, Madloguvu, Stusienko, Siyabonga. Pinky Nziba, and happy birthday again, Pinky. Thank you very much for being with us and blessing us with your presence. May God also bless you on your birthday. AJ Muhammad, thank you very much. Makanda SK, thank you. Siyabonga. Tsidi Anamuhapi, our member, thank you very much. Siyabonga. Cool. Malinga, thank you. Mhlangabezi Sly, thank you very much. Siyabonga. Mamfunega, thank you, Mama. Siyabonga. Siyabonga. Cool. KB Bigwayo, thank you. Let's see. Ubani singambamanga. La Nosipho Sibongela. Unosipho kodwa. Siyabonga Nosipho. Hlanjiwe Sithole. Siyabonga. Siyabonga Hlanjiwe. Asibone. Khona babona amen. Refilwe Molele. Thank you very much. Siyabonga Dokas Shabalala, our member. Thank you. Siyabonga. Makanda SK, I think I've mentioned you. Makanda. Vusutando Makobane. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Umsongelwa, you've been mentioned. Umsongelwa. Osep and Zonzi. Thank you very much. Siyabonga. Osep. Farai. Thank you very much. Siyabonga. Sibone. Ngomane 83. Thank you. Siyabonga. Kakhulu Ngomane. Pedro, thank you. Kakhulu siyabonga. Thank you. Mthozi Luthuli. Siyabonga. Mthozi Luthuli. And then Noluthando Ntloya. Thank you very much. Siyabonga. Sibone ukuthi ubani osala. JB Maintenance. Thank you very much. Zoli. Thank you, Siyabonga. Zoli. Tobeka D, our moderator. Thank you. We appreciate you, our moderator. Tembelani Kanye. Thank you very much. Siyabonga. Hauhalelwe Thomas Didau. Thank you very much, Siyabonga. Sibone. Lindiwe. Thank you, Siyabonga Lindiwe. sibonga nje kakhulu ba present kwakho it means a lot. Romana, thank you and God bless you again. Press that like button, guys. Bongi Lake, thank you. Siyabonga Bongi. Maji, yeah, ngizogcina lapho nje Maji. Ngiyakubona ungicuphile ngesibongo sakho. Thank you very much, Siyabonga. Sibone, Innocentia Hadebe. Thank you, Siyabonga. Kakhulu, Muzwakhe Radebe. Thank you. Mamzinza, thank you. And thank you for being a member. Malinga, I've mentioned you. Hey, my daughter. Hey, my daughter. Hey, Gapindega. ST, our member. Haibo. Siyabonga, ST. Hlanjiwe Sithole, I've mentioned you. Tseko Khumalo, thank you very much Mtungu Ambulase. Siponengu, siyabonga kakhulu Sipho. Sibongile Mlangeni, siyabonga. Ntokozo Mbele, our member, thank you very much Ntokozo. Siphiwe Nyawo, thank you. Kakhulu siyabonga Manyawo. Siphiwe. Yeah, so Manyawo, Spiwe, Nyawo, because I'm not sure. Siyabonga, I'm sorry ukuthi ngithi Manyawo. Thomases. Yeah? Yeah. Thank you. The Thomases. Thank you. Siyabonga Thomases. Busani Sibanda, our member. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sibanda, siyabonga. For blessing us with your presence. OA2, thank you very much, Siyabonga. Yeah, guys, Zodwa Dlamini, thank you, our member. Zwazwazwa, thank you very much, Siyabonga. Yeah, sivala nje mina ngiyaphuma manje. Ngithi ngiphuma nje Romana athi cha phumani kahle silale kahle. Thank you. God bless you Romana. Thank you. God bless you. Nthozi senilanga siyabonga. Thank you very much for moderating as usual, as you moderate with other moderators. Thank you. Mlambo Designs nami ngikhona. Siyabonga Mlambo Design. Sibonga kakhulu for being present all the time. Siyabonga. Usibongiseni Masilela. Uthi naye ke ukhona. Siyabonga Sibongiseni. Makukhona ngimshile. Ayakavele. Otherwise athule aza kuze bekusasa. Ngicabanga ukuthi wonke umuntu uthola ichance yakhe negama lakhe ukuthi vele. We appreciate you guys. We love you. Please press that like button one more time. I see we are almost 500 likes. Let's put them there. Even more than that. Press that like button like you mean it. And join membership if you can. We appreciate you. Join the moderators if you can. We appreciate you. And comment if you can. We appreciate you. Pedro, thank you very much. We appreciate you. And others who I did not mention. Let's press the like button.